have consumed a certain physical resource, which is electricity in this case, and then you have some honesty in the system. Because if you have burned certain resources, then you're not going to misbehave. And if that barrier...
Well, how do you make that assumption? I mean, there could be nefarious actors that... I don't know. I just want to go deep here on these assumptions around honesty, because I find them interesting. They're also something people can relate to, because I think every community struggles with this, right? And in fact, this is how any good network, or any network at all, an organization is infiltrated, is that if you look at how, people have been able to cover even nefarious social networks and infiltrate them, is you give something in as goodwill into the system. And, this is how people have written books about the mafia or any criminal network, is that you're able to infiltrate because you're actually doing those quid pro quo or sort of just pro bono type activities, or even conducting heinous acts sometimes, as a proof of good faith, that you're actually a bona fide actor. How do you control for that in such a system?
So there's one thing that we have to remember. It comes from a computer science result that says that if you have a distributed system of open nodes and open people, nodes can be replaced. Nodes are basically computers, machines, and you can replace that by human factors as well. It doesn't really matter. But there's one very powerful result in computer science that says that if you have 1/3 of your network, more than 1/3, if they are malicious, then it's very hard to reach consensus, and practically impossible in certain conditions. And this is where you have to understand. You have to understand that there has to be an honesty assumption. If you can't have, for example, more than a certain number of nodes which are honest in the network, then it's going to be very, very difficult to reach a global consensus on your system. So that's a result that sadly comes from